everyone, hope your 2022 is starting up pretty well. You know the drill, as normal traditions do return to some kind of normalcy, Nintendo finally gave us a full 40-minute direct for this month of February, and if I had to be honest, it might actually be one of the best directs we've gotten in recent years. And I'm not saying that just because it contains some announcements that were made specifically for me. But it's more in the sense that Nintendo wanted us to know that despite games like Bayonetta 3 or Breath of the Wild 2 might need a lot of time for polish or even time to prepare for their eventual showcase, they still wanted to show that this year is still packed up for incredible surprises and grandiose gaming moments of their future releases. For JRPG veterans, that is. Yeah, that's the thing. Most of the new announcements they show were more targeted to the more RPG fans. That's not to say there weren't announcements that were catered to other audiences. We got information on already known titles and even new games catered to Nintendo enthusiasts and casual audiences. And yeah, as well as a bunch of... Oh, shut up, it's not that bad. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about some of my favorite announcements that were given in this direct and how much of them I found interesting, exciting, or I'd rather talk to myself. And if I didn't mention your favorite announcement, I'm sorry for being on culture. Well, let's dive in, starting with... One of my original predictions before this direct was that I knew there was gonna be something new related to Fire Emblem. It has been 3 years since Three Houses released, so I did think it was a good time to reveal something new. And I personally thought they were going to make another remake like Echo Shadows of Valentia, which I still need to finish. But in the end, I was right but wrong at the same time. We have a new FE game coming, but it's not a remake. It's a new Warriors game based on the characters and setting of Three Houses. Now this actually makes a lot of sense. After all, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity was a great success, and I personally think it improved a lot of aspects to its predecessor. And I do believe having a new Fire Emblem Warriors is a good idea to continue the concept with the usage of elements of its beloved recent entry, and most importantly, improve over its very flawed predecessor. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up personally. I still need to see how the reviews go, but it's looking very interesting and exciting. So, Koei Tecmo, don't let me down. Well, I certainly did not see that coming. I mean, seriously, look at this. Oh! Is it Mario Strikers? Oh, all right. It's back. Oh my god, they actually did it. They actually did it. So yeah, Mario Strikers finally came back in HD glory, and based on the gameplay and trailer, it thankfully is retaining its more edgy and hardcore look that is super important for all of us. He has the crazy gear, the super hardcore faces and expressions, the super crazy moves, the electric fans. Oh, I think I'm gonna cry. For the longest time, I always thought Nintendo wanted to bury the more strange, bizarre, or even sometimes edgy out of the 2000s era of Mario, considering how some of the Mario games, especially the sports games we've seen in recent years, have been pretty generic. I'm glad I was proven wrong. Mario Strikers Battle League is looking really fancy, and the new online elements they showed are really welcome. My biggest hope is that they add more characters. Hopefully in E3 we see more. Also those kill visuals, now that is sexy. I still don't get why Splatoon 3 is releasing on the Switch when there's already a well-functioning Splatoon game on the same system. You know what? Whatever. I do personally want more lore. In this direct, they showed the return of Salmon Run, and yeah, it's looking pretty good and very entertaining. And I do love how beautiful it's looking. Not sure if I'll pick it up anytime soon, but it's great though, especially fans of the series. They're eating well. Moving on. It's at this point in this direct where they will start putting headlines of... And yeah, not a lot of it was too intriguing for me, but there was one headline that I do want to talk about and I'm sure made a lot of people happy. Chrono Cross getting an HD remaster in the form of the Radical Dreamers edition. I heard great stuff about this RPG classic and I'm really happy it's getting a more widespread release after so many years. And I heard this game never came to Europe, so this is a great chance for European players to experience more of the Chrono series. The biggest thing that brought my attention to this release is that they're also including Radical Dreamers, which was the Satellaview text adventure game that ties together the two Chrono games. Let me emphasize that again. A Satellaview game. This is possibly the first time I've seen a Satellaview product of sorts be available again in some capacity after many decades of its service ending only in Japan. It makes me hopeful Nintendo themselves might want to revive the exclusive content they made for that old platform. As for Radical Dreamers' quality, we'll see about that. I did hear the creator did not really like that final product, but it's still awesome. Maybe someday I'll indeed play the Chrono series to the fullest. Also Nintendo, bring back your BS games, I'm begging you. I love Kirby, you love Kirby, everybody loves Kirby. Unless you're soulless. Anyway, I'm so excited for Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and it's looking better and better the more I see it. The info we got this time is the reveal of Mouthful Mode, where Kirby will take the form or control of giant objects you see in the field for some special moves like riding a car, shooting soda cans from a vending machine, and somehow stab with a traffic cone. Sure, I'll buy it. I especially love how they show you can not only improve the hub world but also upgrade your power-ups. Sorry if I'm not saying a lot because I personally want to go through this game as blind as possible, but rest assured I'm super excited for March to come and experience possibly the greatest adventure Kirby will entail. And speaking of cute platformers, this day's announcement made me so happy. Klonoa!
Is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yes! Dreams do come true. Both Klonoa 1 and 2 are finally returning for all platforms in a new HD remaster remake, and I'm super mega excited and happy. I've always wanted to play these games, but the problem was that I never grew up with the PlayStation, and original copies of the games usually go for... Holy shit, how much is that? So yeah, it almost felt like it was going to be impossible for me, but Bandai Namco finally got their act together and gave one more chance to bring this series back into people's minds. I'm so freaking excited to try out these platformer classics as well as enjoy their complex storylines. Hopefully the GBA games return in some capacity as well. Anyway, let's continue before I start crying of joy. I honestly didn't think I would be talking about this, but hey, why not? Portal 1 and 2 are being ported to Switch, and you know what? I'm actually thinking of trying them out. I remember watching my older sister play through those games, and I can absolutely see the appeal of its puzzle solving and storyline. These are real classic modern games, and I can highly see the praise behind them. It's awesome. Hopefully that cake is really good. When I got to this part, my reaction was...
Previously unreleased outside of Japan, the RPG Live Alive makes its overseas debut, now in HD.
Total silence. I honestly never heard of Live Alive before, and I wasn't sure what to think about, but my first thought that came to mind was... this looks like an interesting concept, and after doing my research, I've actually become super incredibly interested in this game. Live Alive has a really great intriguing concept of having multiple storylines in different periods of time, with unique story structure and gimmicks in all of them, with the connective tissue being the same villain in all of them. And the crazy part is that it never came out outside of Japan. Not only that, but this was directed by Chrono Trigger's director Takashi Tokita, the story written by Nobuyuki Inoue, music composed by Yoko Shimomura. Holy crap, this game sounds amazing! And yeah, the HD 2D elements are also looking fantastic as well. I never expected this game to grab my attention this quickly, but I'm willing to try it out, and honestly, so do you. Now this one was actually surprising, and I'm actually stoked about it. A new fourth Wii Sports game, and it's no longer called Wii Sports obviously, it's Switch Sports, and it's looking pretty snazzy. A lot of people have been complaining about the new character models they made for this game, especially say that they don't like this as a replacement for Miis. Well, the good thing is that this showcase showed that you can still use your Miis, so I'm not that disappointed honestly. The old and new sports are looking great, although I'm not sure about having badminton alongside tennis because it's like the same thing gameplay wise, but football and volleyball are really great additions. My biggest concern is that I really hope they add new sports with upcoming updates, besides golf that is. If you remember, Wii Sports Resort had like 12 sports in them, and I really hope they keep adding more to give more value to this package. I will say, I did feel it was unnecessary that little volleyball match segment they had in the middle of the direct. They could have just done that on a Switch Sports direct and such, but it's cool though. I'm definitely trying out that online playtest to see how the game is. Metroid Dread is getting new updates in the form of the Dread and Rookie mode. Now that's actually cool for people who want the extra challenge or being a little bitch, but don't expect me to do it because I don't really hate myself. I just defeated the Diggernaut in Samus Returns and I died like 10 times. So yeah, I'll personally stick to normal mode. And that second boss rush update is actually super exciting. I haven't delved into Dread yet, but those bosses have looked incredible. I'll get to it when I finish the other Metroids. Wish me luck, everyone. Oh boy, Mario Kart news! Please let this be Mario Kart 9!
8 courses will be released at a time over 6 waves. That's 48 additional courses we plan on releasing by the end of 2023.
Seriously? I mean, seriously?
So let me get this straight. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a remastered port of a 2014 Wii U game that was released all the way back in 2017, is getting new waves of DLC of retro trials that will go on from this year 2022 to all the way to 2023. I'm honestly conflicted about this. On one hand, it's cool giving support and updates to one of the best-selling Switch games of all time. But on the other, why couldn't you just make a new Mario Kart game? You know, with new mechanics, maybe new characters, new tracks? What is Nintendo's obsession with keeping Mario Kart 8 still running and blowing it with more content? It's so ridiculous. Like, Jesus Christ, 48 remastered tracks from past games? They obviously don't want to make Mario Kart 9 for the rest of the Switch's lifespan. That's pretty obvious. I guess I'll have to buy 8 Deluxe then after all. This is so hilarious. Oh yeah, they're also offering the DLC with the online expansion pass. Yeah, I still don't really care. No thank you. Hopefully that take was good. I'm not doing it again. This is gonna take me a lot of time. I want this video done. So I was a little excited.
Something's bound for Nintendo Switch.
Did you say bound? Yes! Finally! EarthBound! My beloved! But seriously, if you really don't know me just by the name alone, I love the EarthBound series, and I'm super happy to finally have the first 2 games on Switch Online after so long. I still have my problems with Switch Online. I do prefer other ways to experience the series myself, but honestly, this just makes me so happy to finally have some of my favorite games of all time on the Switch, making another step to making the Switch possibly my favorite console of all time. EarthBound means a lot to me in many emotional ways, and I would love to talk about the series on this channel in the future. And if you haven't tried them, please give them a chance. These are some of the most unique and quirky RPG experiences that need to be experienced at least one time. I also recommend watching Shigesato Toei's message about the release of the games. It actually made me incredibly heartfelt about it. Seriously, Toei, you are an incredibly creative person and I admire you for it. Please everyone, support this series because I really want Nintendo to see we really care about it. But surprisingly, even as the crazy EarthBound fanatic that I am, this wasn't even my favorite announcement of this Direct. Even if I knew this was gonna happen, it still made me feel like my jaw dropped. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a reality and I'm super stoked for it. Everything is on point. The exploration, the character designs, the references to the previous games. I'm happy and I'm at a loss for words. This is officially my most anticipated game for this year, including Kirby obviously. And according to Tetsuya Takahashi, the old Dream Team is back, and it looks like everything we've experienced in this series thus far will have huge ramifications on this new story. And honestly, I want to go as blind as possible because I want to experience this to the fullest. I love this. My friends love this. This is incredible. So that's pretty much it. I personally love this Direct. It's 9 out of 10 and it promised me that 2022 will be a fantastic year full of great surprises and experiences to the point that it could rival 2017, and I'm all for it. Thank you so much everyone for hearing my ramblings. Let me know in the comments which were your favorite announcements and what things are you excited for 2022, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Cheers everybody.